August 18th. Surveillance footage at a Ladybug Espresso in Lakewood shows this bikini barista serving a drink to a customer who then violently grabs her through the window, ripping her shirt. Screen captures give us a good look at Ezekiel Guerrero, the 19-year-old that Lakewood police tracked down a week later in Kent. You can see him here in handcuffs.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Guerrero keeps repeating he was not in the right state of mind.
It was just a flash. The moment I realized what I did, I let go.
Despite, according to police documents, Guerrero admitting to grabbing the young woman, he pleaded not guilty at his arraignment and is out of Pierce County Jail with a first-degree attempted kidnapping charge.
In these dark times of dirty nightmares, you must ask yourself, have I got soul? Have I got soap? Well now, you can get both with Psyche Soap. In this one place, there is a live show where we have fun, where we can let loose and speak the red pill and black pill truth. Where are we? Why, we're in the bucket with Psyche Soap. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. In the bucket with Soul Soap and Psyche Soap. The same guy. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Turn this stupid thing. Hey! Here you go! Margie! 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 Did I get you? Did I get you? Got him! Got him! Yeah, man!
I'm about to go to war, invest in some nuclear bombs.
This ain't trading places, nigga. This is real life. Protect your goddamn neck. Alright?
Yeah, that's right. You protect your goddamn neck in this motherfucker. Watch your head, motherfucker. That's the one thing you better protect in this motherfucker. Protect your neck. Hey, baby, woo! We're the bucket. Where we have fun. Let loose, speak the truth. Are we gonna speak the truth today? I don't know, man. Yeah, red pill and black pill truth. Yeah, I think that's it. Now this show's gonna offend some ardent supporters and friends for sure. For sure, I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Yeah, as promised, and as always, I don't give a fuck. Cause I can, stupid. Welcome to my show. Thank you. See? All right, Peanut Gallery. You liked my intro, didn't you? Shut! You fucking shut. Want to hear that shit about my intro?
Good.
Yeah. Hate you.
Good.
Shut. Watch my shit. I'm gonna be to get you. Hammer? What? Damn, I guess he added something to the intro. I don't know. Oh, shit, man. Yeah. September's a motherfucker, ain't it? A little more than 24 years ago to this day, planes went into some buildings. One crazy motherfucker decided to do a controlled demolition when it happened. I was 20 years old, just about to turn 21 in about 5 days. And after that, in Utah. Yeah, I was in Utah 24 years ago, right? Yeah, about to turn 21. Oh, of all places, fucking Utah. Because, the state I came from, right, the cigarette price was like 18, right? But then when I went to Utah, it was one of those states that upped the age to fucking 21. I was, what the fuck? And speaking of Utah, guess what we're talking about today, kiddies? Yeah, yes, it's the trip. You know the trip. Yeah, we talking about the trip. I'm going to get to that here in about a minute. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about shit. We're going to talk about this shit. We're going to put that up there. Here you go. And I'm going to come right back. And then, this is another thing. Y'all noticing some new shit, ain't you? You noticed the new shit? You notice it? Hey, don't be stream hopping. You watch my shit. The intro's over. It's over, man. Calm the fuck down, man. Hey, big shout. Yeah, you know who this guy is, and you know what that means, right? Yeah, I got that back. Yeah, baby. Woo. I think that's what he said. Ooh, yeah. He said that. That's what he said. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was having a fish, and Timmy and Doug and everybody, and Sigma Rodan and Boudin and Brisket. I don't give a fuck. I just want to kick it. Yeah. And then the Outlaw, and just because I called y'all motherfucking names, you better shut. You stay right here. You keep it locked down to the soap. Do-do-do-do-do. Yeah. You better watch this shit. Watch this shit. So gonna be to get you. I'll put back out that intro. Yeah, or I'll summon the caveman. Caveman! Where art thou? Wherefore art thou? Caveman! Caveman! Where are you, Caveman? You see that guy that talks shit about my intro? Zap him, Caveman. Yes. Yo, K-Plan. What? K-Plan! That's not the Zap, K-Plan. What do you mean you're on power saving mode? You had to use the Glock. K-Plan, come on, man. You can't be doing that on the show. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. You and your chirp, Timmy. You and your fucking chirp. But yeah, man. Okay, so speaking of Utah, you know who this guy is, don't you? You know who that guy is, don't you? And get this, we talked about this guy 2 shows back. All right. So this was what was going on just after Kirk had been shot in Utah. A video of his death was not only easy to find, and it was, by the way, but unavoidable to watch. Kind of funny how, you know what? I think YouTube is even playing this shit uncensored, right? Like, am I wrong? No? All right, well, anyway, footage of the shooting was immediately posted to platforms including X, formerly known as Twitter, and Meta's Instagram. And because of the feed-based nature of these platforms, where users do not pick what they see next, many were forced to watch. We were forced to watch it. Yeah. We were forced to watch a disturbing video without either warning or choice. Now, traditional news organizations were cautious in their mid-afternoon coverage of Kirk's assassination on Wednesday. They chose not to depict the moment he was shot, instead showing video of him tossing hats to his audience moments before, and panicked onlookers scattering wildly in the moments after. In practical terms, though, it mattered little. Explicit footage of the shooting was available almost instantly online from several angles, even in slow motion. Millions of people watch. Now, Left Wing, you know what you did, right? You know what that was, right? I don't agree with the motherfucking guy. I spent 2 shows back talking about him, right? All right? A couple of buckets ago, right? See, we discussed Kurt and his tendency to put the man up argument on men when it comes to modern dating. And I believe it was pro-Israel too. To the max, even. To the max. But I did see this one video where he had actually questioned King Adderall Tiny Hat himself. Yeah. That motherfucker, right? However, I agreed with him more than I'll ever agree with you stupid, busted ass leftists these days. Let's just get that out the way. This fella had more good about him than bad, really. I agree with him over 50% of the time. Now, he was somebody to someone, and a guy unafraid to speak the real truth. I mean, especially about the true hate in this country, right? Now, whomever did this was fucking moronic, and I'm afraid to admit it, you know, a really good sniper shot. But this fucking moronic, murdering piece of shit, and bruh, for motherfuckers like that, they had better hope whatever God you got has more mercy for you than we do. Really. Same goes for that poorly raised human troon trash up in fucking Minnesota. You happy now? You happy now? I just heard a boopity boop. No, hey, Wayne, give me a moment here. I'm gonna cook real quick, though. I gotta cook on this shit. You know what I'm saying? So the footage, of course, was easy to find. All right. And here later on, don't be afraid to go on ahead and check that shit out. Check that old things that make you go. Damn! Psyche soap. Yeah. I think soap might have fucked up this one on the Troons. They did. Yeah, they did. I mean, in succession. For the past 3 months anyway, really. For real. Yeah, this is the most complex of mental gymnastics I've ever seen in my fucking life. So, I mean, what I'll say, man, and well, the propaganda that the feds are spinning, well, this is what that is. Check it.
We got him.
We got him? Who the fuck you think you are? Obama? You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck you think you is? Obama, bro? This ain't Osama bin Laden, motherfucker. You know? Let's keep this in mind. The only thing that guy, you, and Charlie Kirk have in common, and I'm going to show you what you got in common, motherfuckers. I'm going to show you motherfuckers what you got in common here in a minute. In just a minute. Don't worry about it. But before that happens, because I don't even got half of my shit on up here, I put a few things up in this shit. Okay, so you could crop the layout. What the fuck is this shit saying? I can't even get to the motherfucker. Just in my brand, right? I'm going to go to, no, I'm going to get out of that. But there's this, you know. This is where it, man, come on, guys. Every time a famous person dies, we want to pull out the conspiracy shit. Why can't it just be some simple? I would like to see what a lot of y'all think is, you know, simple shot and caught, you know? And that's what I want to know. I want to know what you think is a simple shot and caught. Why? Because they were, you know, scrambling around looking for the guy. I mean, there was, you know, armchair vigilantes everywhere. You know, they went and got an old boomer. They went and got this. They went and got that. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Yeah, they were fucking up. Yeah. But, you know, do we got to put everything on conspiracy mode? You know? Yeah, I agree. You know, the spooks and the mob took out JFK. I don't give a fuck. They've spent 60 years removing the needle out the haystack. But can we just, on famous people, right? On famous or, you know, people somehow. If they do get taken out before their time is due, you know, can we just, you know, make it, there'll never be an open and shut case? You know, no, bro. A skinny kid can make a 200-yard shot. With a high-powered rifle, that ain't shit. Now, with a spot the size of a silver dollar, I don't know what hole a 30-06 makes. You know, I hear that it explodes some people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look. Remember the Kyle Rittenhouse thing where he had popped the dude, but as it was going along, there was this explosion all of a fucking sudden. Yes, there are explodable bullets, but there are bullets made to where they could just go right through a motherfucker. Just go right through a motherfucker. Like it, like it was nobody's business. And yes, there are exploding bullets. Look, bro, this is it can be that. It can be that. I mean, shit. But this is what I woke up to before starting the show today, and it went like this.
On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information.
Now, Utah Valley University used to be Utah Valley State College. You know how I know? One, I was in Utah, but two, Michael Moore went up there. Yeah. For the screening of Fahrenheit 9/11. Yeah. He went up there. And there was this Mormonish pastor-like landlord guy that was trying to pay to keep Michael Moore away at that time. Yeah. Same college, bro. Same place. I mean, the colleges, man. Let me tell you something. If they got a campus that is consisting of more than 2 buildings, I don't think you want to fuck around going on circuits like that. You might want to take the shit indoors. Lights on and everything. You know how like those how those instructors or professors do the lectures, right? It should have probably been done like that. Going outside, I mean, look at the, shit. A year ago, you know what happened to Orange Man, right? Like, come on. Now, yeah, everybody likes a good little conspiracy theory, but does everything have to be that when it's concerning a person that is an influencer or a politician or a famous person or shit like that? Why do all deaths gotta be like that? You know what would fuck you up? If it was that open and shut. For real. And that's probably why don't nobody believe it, because we have all gotten raised by the JFK, RFK, MLK, and so on and so forth, right? And we can't help but think it that way, And what's fucked up is that the people that you do see here in this screen sharing it with me, they used to be these types of people like me and you. We used to be conspiracy theorists. Well, they used to. And I know this one on the far fucking right and the guy on the right of the cowboy hat was. And we'll be talking about that conspiracy theory in a minute. But back to this shit, though. I woke up to this shit earlier.
And was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in...
This is not me and this is not you. I just noticed that the balance went to my left speaker with his speaking. So if you guys are doing mono and it ain't tuned to the left, you're kind of fucked. But let's go anyway.
In person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th in the early morning hours.
Talking about
Robinson
when they caught
was
him.
observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated,
I like it, you know, I didn't like his viewpoints. I agree with him more than I disagree with him. And the point to where I do disagree with them is because you guys are Psyche Soap watchers, right? And more often than not, you are the ones going your own way. Is that correct? Huh? Huh? And you know, 2 shows back, I was talking about this same guy using that man up argument when it comes to going out on dates, right? Yeah. But you didn't have to kill the damn guy. What the fuck?
Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of
Hey, Timmy. Every one of these types of situations are convenient. You know, it's way too early to call it. It's way too early to call it. This may be a patsy. Yeah, remember that shit? Remember that shit? Or this may be the guy that did the shooting. This may be the guy that had, you know, I don't know, maybe 1, maybe 2 weapons up there with him. You know, some say that the you know, a 30-06 causes the what happened behind him to just explode. But no, I mean, you know, Charlie Kirk is a pretty tall guy and young as well. He was dead at 31. And when I seen it, and you can see it for yourself here pretty soon, man, and you know, you make the call, you know, because later on the 7 o'clock hour in this video, in about an hour and 15 minutes, you'll see them things and make you go, damn! By Psyche Soap. You make the call. But on the real, man, he was like, that you know, I don't know if a 30-06 can do it. Somebody said it can't, but I think it could, depending upon how you're doing this shit. I mean, this thing went through his neck, but, you know, nah, he didn't deserve to go, man. Hell no. Hell no. Again, I agree with this guy more than I disagree with this guy. He a trad cuck. Still is. Yo, I'm going to say it like that. You know, I'm not going to march in lockstep with you motherfuckers until you get it right. And the hint is what's going on with the guy on the far right of what I'm showing you here. You know, he helped in an actual cover-up. Right? Right? Got the covering up some shit, didn't he? Really? Fucking really? Peanut gallery, really? Okay, shut! I want to hear your shit. Doodly-doo! I want to hear your shit. You better, yeah, out here. You
about to go to war, invest in some nuclear bombs. This ain't trading places, nigga. This is real life. Protect your goddamn neck. All right?
This just in, I got some, you know, I just got in on my feed that some shit happened in Brazil. Man, it's the 60s all over again. And every time I try to tell y'all that, this happens. Check it out. You see that shit? That is what the fuck ends up happening. And it's about time one of you heard it. Shit.
Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact name Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages.
Oh, Timmy. Come on, man. Come on, dude. Like, look. Now, the shit you was saying earlier about, what is that? Let me get that shit up here, man. Yeah, it does seem convenient, but come on. It seems, operative word. Alex Jones had vids this morning that showed that the New York Times and the LA Times had headlines of him shot 14 hours before he was shot. No. Dude, I can bring up an article of when it had happened, right? And then I can hold that page, but it'll still have the timestamp still going. And it could be 14 hours later. See what I'm saying? I see that shit on my own browser. And here's another thing. Alex Jones, man, he takes the conspiracy thing and then he just throws WWE shit on it. The last time this motherfucker was anywhere near correct is when it was COVID. He can't be right all the time. So no. He probably got that news 14 hours after and then showed you this shit. Or number two, the timestamps and errors and the way that they use AI to write these stories probably did that too. See? Now, the finding of the rifle, some hours later, the finding of the rifle, yeah, that is dumb. I mean, why would you run with the rifle to stash it and then go to somebody else's pad, go to somebody else's house and wait for that shit to happen? And keep in mind, maybe he wanted to keep people like yourself talking about it that way, Tim. Have you ever thought that way? I'm saying, I just don't want to go ahead and subscribe to a lot of bullshit early. Hell no, too early to call. We got too many damn things with social media happening, and, do not squander your gift. Because we got now what only Abraham Sapruta had back in November of 63. Because thanks for social media, that we can force a lot of people that were hiding shit in the bushes for the past 60 years, at least 60 years, out in the open, because there are now cameras everywhere. This is what pricked up our nose when old boy right here on the right of my screen tried to tell us that, tried to conflate the fucking Epstein situation and take the spotlight off of Trump when the shit already shows it. So let's chill. But this is what he's saying. This guy here, he's the governor, I believe, of Utah.
From the contact, Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there has been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well.
That kind of sounds like Luigi with the fire flower. Pluck, 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 pluck. Yeah, pluck. See, when Luigi went and got that fire flower, he got it. His clothes changed into white and and green, And then he goes up to the motherfucker, pluck, 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 and he wrote some shit on the bullets. I mean, okay, you know what I'm saying. Shit!
And I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices bulges, capital OOOO, what's this?" ? Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" ! Catch! !
Yep.
Up arrow symbol, right arrow and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
Yeah, it's kind of like he trolled them.
We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who has worked seamlessly together, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well. I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah. But I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local.
Hey, what kind of partnership is you talking about? Shut! You want to hear your shit? Yeah.
Local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. But Governor Cox, we are so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilize these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11. 8 p.m., where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video.
And you'll never forget because of 9/11. Jeez. Oh, boy.
Of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency.
Oh, but are you committed to that transparency when it comes to your boss? Huh? I ain't forgot, motherfucker. It's September, 1 month later, and we'll talk about that.
The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, processed that crime scene quickly. And I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to be garnered. Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we see it, as we collect it, and we will continue to deliver to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000 7,000 leads. As of this morning, thanks to your great work.
Well, you're not entirely wrong. There's going to be 7,000 interviews after this shit's done. For real.
We have over 11,000 leads that were called in to the FBI. And we are running out every single lead that we can. Every one of those leads will be run out. The arrest is a testament to the dedication of good law enforcement being great and partnerships in law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure at the...
What the fuck is this motherfucker looking at? You looking at the camera? You looking at the crowd? What the fuck you looking at?
Director of the FBI. There is no better relationship for law enforcement than the FBI to partner with state and local authorities, and you've seen it here in these last few days. The FBI Salt Lake field office, along with our offices in LA, Phoenix, Denver, San Antonio, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, our headquarters component in Quantico, all participate in the FBI. I want to express my deep gratitude to the employees of the FBI, the men and women, the evidence response team tacticians, the special operators, the agents, the support staff. You have done monumental work in historic time when the public who had a right...
Motherfucker, that's gonna happen when you got social media and surveillance cameras. Come on, dude.
To demand such an expeditious solving of an investigation, the FBI answered that call diligently, critically important to our nation, and we delivered. And I'm proud to be their leader, and I'm proud to be the director of the FBI. This is a very much an ongoing investigation, as the governor said, and we will continue to work with state and local authorities to develop the investigation, to provide them the evidence they need for their ongoing prosecutions, and we will be here to answer every call they absolutely have, as long as it takes, for as long as we need to find and apprehend whatever suspects were involved in this crime. Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Well, you know he's a Christian, right? Oh man. Yeah, you probably shouldn't have said that, whatever.
Thank you, and good morning. I would just like to take a few minutes as the sheriff to express my gratitude for everybody who has played a part in this investigation. As you know, it's been a vast, a complicated, and a very, very fast-paced investigation. You're looking at people standing up here who are running on, if they got an hour's sleep in the last couple of days, they're probably lucky. It has been very taxing. It has been so impressive, speaking on behalf of the local law enforcement, to see the cooperation that we've seen in this type of case. Across the state, sheriffs, chiefs, our state partners have stepped up and have come to the call on anything that we needed. Our county chiefs have been phenomenal. Our Utah County Attorney, Jeff Gray, who's standing up here with us, has been phenomenal in leading us through this investigation. I would like to thank the federal government for their resources, their assets, our local team here, our FBI.
He was probably talking all sorts of shit about the federal government before this happened. Oh man. Oh shit. Small government conservative, huh?
Team has been extraordinary in helping us work through this and bring this person to justice. Most of all, I would like to thank the public, and specifically, I would like to thank the public who turned to prayers and who turned to positiveness for us. I would like to thank them on behalf of the law enforcement community, because we needed those prayers. That's what we needed to get through this. We needed your support, and you gave it to us. We needed your patience, and you gave it to us. And I would like to thank you for the Kirk family, because that's what they need, is your support and your prayers, and that will get us through all of this. So thank you, everybody, for everybody that have stepped up. We've had such a phenomenal response to this. Thank you.
I also want to give a special thanks to the Attorney General and the Department of Justice. Their unwavering support and their commitment to justice is shown true here.
Yeah. He was showing all that. He was ego stroking Bondi's ass. But both of you motherfuckers are on notice for what got pulled back in July. Okay. Now, this had to have been the perfect opportunity for y'all. Now I see why the conspiracy theories are swirling all over the place. It's kind of fucked up. If a glowy or a spook is involved, yeah. You're right, Timmy. Ain't no way a motherfucker gonna believe them. So they're gonna keep doing what they do. They're gonna keep doing what the fuck they do, man.
And I just want to say special thanks.
Different
God,
reasons.
let me get
One,
off of that
because
real quick, though.
in,
Let me go a
who
little further
deserves in our
on
country
into
not have been able to
what
complete our
person up here.
the governor is back on.
Ladies and
real
gentlemen,
quick. So I'll put that back on here.
I get the microphone, so I hope you'll permit me a moment just to share a few more thoughts about where we are and how we got here, and maybe a little bit of where we go from here. I don't want to get too preachy, but I think it's important that we, with eyes wide open, understand what's happening in our country today. I've heard people say, well, why are we so invested in this? There's violence happening all across our country, and violence is tragic everywhere. And
yeah. I mean, all over the country. Yeah. But you're focusing on a particular state. And what's so fucked up, man, is that, we're still in the throes of summer. We got about how long? 2 weeks left in this shit. before all the weirdos and all the dummies and all the funnies, you know what I'm saying, go back home and enjoy their little slice of winter depression. Yeah. This is gonna keep going on, but you motherfuckers see what you did. And those were the ones that, you know, took out Kirk, whether it's this Tyler Robinson fella or whether it's, you know, some other shady character, whether it's some, you know, sniper type or what have you. You know, they probably did this as spec ops or some shit. You see what you did? You just made your side the wrong side of history. Especially if you playing up to the leftist side of it. Here we go.
And every life taken is a child of God who deserves our love and respect and dignity. This is certainly about the tragic death, political assassination of Charlie Kirk. But it is also much bigger than an attack on an individual. It is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on the American experiment. It is an attack on our ideals. This cuts to the very foundation of who we are, of who we have been.
No shit.
And who we could be in better times. Political violence is different than any other type of violence for lots of different reasons. One, because in the very act that Charlie championed of expression, that freedom of expression that is enshrined in our founding documents,
he got killed for it. He got killed for it. That's the one thing you got to understand. I don't see a Tarana Burke, you know, taking one for what she stands for. Oh, that's the one that created Me Too. I don't see a Patrice Cullors taking one in the neck. Oh, yeah. By the way, that's the one that started Black Lives Matter. Look, y'all gonna keep at this back and forth? Yo, we got a few weeks of this summer left. It's gonna be a long, cold winter. And being that I'm in the Dakotas, shit, this is gonna be a long ass cold winter. Yeah, I know. Hold on. You right, because I don't like fucking with that. I like watching it, but I don't like being out in it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. Well, let me keep going on with this. I know this is a long video, and I don't want to keep interrupting this guy. You know what I'm saying? Because we got some show to cover, and I'm gonna get on after that here in a moment.
In having his life taken in that very act makes it more difficult for people to feel like they can share their ideas, that they can speak freely. We will never be able to solve all the other problems, including the violence problems that people are worried about, if we can't have a clash of ideas safely and securely. Even especially those ideas with which you disagree.
And those ideas with which I disagree, I've already told you about those that I disagreed with Charlie Kirk on. Even you guys disagree with some of the shit he says. Come on now. And speaking of which, I mean, this ain't nothing but a social media channel, live stream chat. You know, I mean, look, hold up. I'll even if you want to come on through, except for when, nah, I'm just kidding. But if you want to come on through, talk about it. Talk about that shit. Speak on it. We can have a conversation about that shit. You know, I'm gonna try my damnedest not to lecture you. I mean, we all know that's the problem. This is what raised these shooters. And if you colored them black, those are what raised the guys that sit up in the train stations, wait for a chick to get off work and poke a hole in her neck. Real shit. You know, fathers don't get a chance to raise their children. But get this, the one that did this with the one that they're pulling out here that did this to Charlie Kirk, his father turned him in. I could only wonder what would happen if that was his mother he was only dealing with. So you can say that, you know. I mean, but much is to be said for a father that makes sure that they do that, you know.
That's why this matters so much. Over the last 48 hours, I have been as angry as I have ever been, as sad as I have ever been. And it was, as anger pushed me to the brink, it was actually Charlie's words that pulled me back. I'd like to share some of those. And specifically right now, if I could, I need to talk to the young people in our state, in my state, and all across the country. As President Trump reminded me, he said, you know who really loved Charlie? The youths. And he's right. Young people loved Charlie, and young people hated Charlie.
This is true.
And Charlie went into those places anyway. And these are the words that have helped me. Charlie said, when people stop talking, that's when you get violence.
And we're past that. The stopping of the talking is now. We're here, everybody. You know? I didn't want to see 1861 in my lifetime, but for a totally different reason. But we got it. We damn sure got it.
He said, the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Welcome without judgment, love without condition, forgive without limit.
True.
He said, always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much.
Yes. So that little empathy statement he's throwing out there, really, you know, forgiveness is an offshoot of that. I guess it's his style of doing it. That word empathy, you know what we were hearing that from? That's where we were hearing this from. That's what the fuck we were hearing this from. You heard it in your workplaces when that HR put that training in front of you. Or if you're in a service economy field, you hear that almost every day. And usually this would be your supervisor. The good thing is that most of y'all are in blue collar, you know, positions. Most of you are, of course, going your own way. Can I get a woo for that? There we go. And we don't usually get that. But those that are in these, that are in the service economy, which is like 80% of what we do. I mean, I'm in this, you know, I finally got out of it because I know that if I'm sitting at a cash register, I'm opening myself up. I'm a sitting duck, man. I'm a sitting duck. Yeah, it is right there. Tom Landry with the, there you go. And what's really fucked up, dude, is we're never going to slaughter the sacred cow. Oh, no. And I don't mean like literally slaughter the sacred cow, but, you know, finally tell this right here to shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. We let you speak for at least 15 years. and it didn't work. We've used your ideas in the American experiment. We've used your way of being in the American experience. We threw our hands up and said, okay, go ahead, raise our kids. And what they did was programming them. You know, I thought after looking at this, I'll tell you what I thought, but I'll go ahead and finish the rest of this. I'm not gonna let him. I know it's a long video, but we're gonna get this out the way, and I'm gonna get to my thoughts here in about a minute on this.
A few months ago, I referenced this last night, Charlie posted to social media, when things are moving very fast and people are losing their minds, it's important to stay grounded. Turn off your phone, read scripture, spend time with friends, and remember, internet fury is not real life.
Well, it ended up becoming that. Didn't mean to interrupt him, but I mean, come on, man, it's true.
It's going to be okay. He again said, when you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to commit violence.
Becomes war.
He said, what we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have a reasonable agreement, where violence is not an option. Mm-hmm. Now, again, to my young friends out there, you are inheriting a country where politics feels like rage. It feels like rage is the only option. But through those words, we have a reminder that we can choose a different path. Your generation has an opportunity to build a culture that is very different than what we are suffering through right now.
And it's not the answer to take it from the oldest amongst you, the so-called Pharisees. I'll go ahead and piggyback off that. You know, yeah. The only reason why, and you know what, it just hit me. The only reason why a lot of people are going with mom is because, you know, there's a nature and nurture bond with them, you know. But understand, they could be the same ones that hurt you, send you out here and throw you to the wolves. And the wolves meaning more of your mom, except younger, in the teaching system, in the indoctrination system that they call education. See, when they keep saying, yeah, we want an educate, we need more information, we need education, and we won't be this ignorant. No. We got enough information. It's it's in your back pocket almost every day. Education, you can get it from that same device. And now we got, you know, channels like this that put up slop against slop, you know, taking people like me out of the algorithm. And you say, I'm the problem? Oh, no. Hell no. So what, you know, for real, I mean, what you say is important to you. And to make that shit important to me, hey, bro, you got to make sure that it doesn't bring us down the path of a Tyler Robinson if he did it. Whoever the fuck did that Minneapolis thing, so we don't do that. Or whoever the fuck that was in that train talking about he got the white girl, shit like that. You know, it's kind of funny how the left is all on Ukraine's tits and ovaries as well as nuts when it comes to sending our men and women in uniform out there to defend them, or to send our tax dollars out there to defend them. But when they get here, they think they safe. Oh no, you are not safe. Immigrants. Oh, no, you're not safe either. And I mean every last one of you. The fuck would you come here for? Look. Oh, no. I know why you came up here. For the America you thought this was. This is no longer the America you thought this was. That ended at least 20 years ago. Okay? Not good for you. Not good for me. And not good for any motherfucker that decides to want to get here. You're probably better off staying where you at. We got 10 amendments in that Bill of Rights. And in the past 25 years, our ruling class has wiped their ass with them. I don't know. Maybe I'm rambling, but I'll keep it going.
Not by pretending differences don't matter.
And they do matter.
But by embracing our differences and having those hard conversations. I think we need more moral clarity right now.
Oh, yeah.
I hear all the time that words are violence. Words are not violence. Violence is violence.
Thank you.
And there is one person responsible for what happened here. And that person is now in custody.
Oh, no. It's not in custody. It's not in custody right now. It's that. It's that. Still here. Still folding and wiping her little hands. You know. Wondering who else, what other white man we can get after. What other man, really? Just what other man can we get after? What other man we could fuck with to get them to go to this? Not knowing that if we go to war, your rights are gone. If we go to war in this soil, you ain't got none of it. Them little rights you thought you had, they gone. They gone, baby. All 27 amendments. Wipe your ass with them too. They're gone. The fuck? Yeah, you may have think that you got that man in custody. But there are many of them out here amongst us, probably watching my show. So keep your head on a fucking swivel, Governor. Shit's about to get real out here. Shit's about to get real out here, man.
About to go to war, invest in some nuclear bombs. This ain't trading places, nigga. This is real life. Protect your goddamn neck. All right?
He ain't lying, though.
And will be charged soon.
All right. Shit.
And yet, all of us have an opportunity right now to do something different. I want to thank my fellow Utahns. You know, this bad stuff happens. And for 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to
Wind, if you out there, you could come back in.
happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I had hoped for, just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, hey, we don't do that here. Indeed, Utah is a special place. We leave the nation in charitable.
Oh, it's a special place, all right. Special than a motherfucker. I've been there.
How we doing? How we doing? How we doing?
Hey, everybody, it's the MGTOW Outlaw. Shit, I thought you would be having your show on. Over here taking up my time, motherfucker.
Laptop.
You do your little show. I'm doing when I do my show. That's bullshit. That's a bullshit, Outlaw. Yeah.
Laptop still in the shop, brother.
Oh, shit. I didn't know about that. Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You see my new digs around here, boy? Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Hammer! Hammer! Hey, no, it's not.
I love it. I love it.
Hammer, you shut,
Yeah.
Hammer, you shut. But yeah, dude. Oh man. So
I'm going to be honest with you, and I've been on several panels here the last 2 days talking about this man. After 2 days, Psyche Soap, you know, everybody's so damn focused on, you know, the left being culprits and all that. But look how many right wingers have been calling for violence and all that too, and all this.
yep. Shit. I
I
mean,
mean, I'm just saying.
I looks at the left and I'm like, you see what you did, right? You see this shit?
Mhm.
No wonder people are turned off politics and want to go
Oh,
grab
yeah.
their thing. I mean, I know one thing though. Here comes Civil War II. See, when I say that, everybody do this right here.
Mm.
World War III. Oh my motherfucker, the war's right here, G. Shit.
Mhm.
Hey, we gonna look like China. China had to fight a world war and a civil war at the same time. You want that to be us?
Mm-mm.
Do you want that to be us? I mean, like, what the fuck? Hello, world. Goodbye, empire. See,
Mhm.
we're witnessing the slow and agonizing decline, the agonizing death of this country, of this empire, or whatever. So y'all that are listening to this shit, grab up, gather up, start or maintain your preps, because this world's gone fucking crazy. These niggas acting up in the hood saying more truth. Yeah, outlaw.
Well, Timothy Sokol, that's the reason I say, you know, it don't plug and play. Both the left plug and play the right. They don't care about either side at the end of the day. They just care about who kicks it off where they can step in and do their martial law bullshit. So I'm seeing a lot of right wingers getting in their feelings about this man.
Yeah. I mean, and I was just telling the audience, like 2 shows back, I was talking about Charlie Kirk and none of this shit was going on. And it was the man up argument he would give to the dating market and the dating scene.
Yeah.
You know, worshiping the golden V and all of this, falling on the sword for that. Bro,
Yep.
you can't do that just yet because they now are getting into this. They got the lockdown on the children. Men borrow their kids. Women keep their kids. And when they raise their kids, they do shit like this. You know, even if there's a father in the home, because the father's rendered useless. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, again, snap back to reality for just a second. The powers that be didn't go away just because Kurt died. Everything that's still going on is still in place. You just have one less conservative. So you've got people that are getting overly emotional, wanting to react and respond to this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where this is going to end, man.
Hey, B. Yeah, this violence does have you jaded, but don't let it get you jaded. Let it get you prepared. Let it get you ready.
That's
you know
it. Yeah.
Let it get you prepared. Let it get you ready. If you ever in the Dakotas, you know, you got somebody right here, you know, and to just know this shit. If you do happen to meet my motherfucking black ass behind this mask, Psyche Soap got your back, okay? Because now, you know, on the real, you guys are closer to what I believe. You remember when I said that you know, Charlie Kirk is kind of like 60-70% of what I agree with? You fellas are closest to 80-90.
There you go.
Y'all are 80-90. So you know I got y'all motherfucking back, but you better watch your front. Protect your neck. Protect your goddamn neck. No, just kidding.
That's it, man.
The lefties can dish it out, but can't take it. Well, no, I mean, shit. Of course. You know.
Again, keep in mind, the left and the right are mere pawns in all of this. Same people that are in charge don't give a shit about the right wing. They didn't care about Trump when he almost nearly got the same treatment.
Oh, yeah. His first term, that was just fucked up, you know? And people should have been right on that. Me, I caught it late, my dang self, because, you know, I started witnessing the left leaving me around 2014. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where was all this shit at back in the 90s? And this is when I was blue pilled. Yeah, I mean, this is when I look at a leftist and I go,
Mhm.
I used to be you. But then I woke up to what the fuck my mom was doing to me.
Oh
Who
yeah.
hurt you? Yeah, I will tell you who did. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that is the last
Yeah.
sacred cow you're willing to metaphorically slaughter, because that one was your nurture and your nature. You didn't
Mhm.
know you didn't know who God was. You knew who Mama was, though. You didn't know
Mhm.
who God was until you was able to talk and able to listen and able to
Yeah.
get that teaching from your parents. See, your
Mhm.
parents was supposed to be the owner's manual as to how you parent. So that reminds me too. Last year when I had went to grandma's funeral, and the whole family wanted to get a little faded, get twisted. I was the only one
Mhm.
not getting faded and twisted. That was kind of weird because it was usually the other way around. So
Mhm.
my mom there, I was gonna head on off to bed. Long story short, she gets off in my face about what I had said, and I'm like, no, don't badmouth dad. Don't badmouth my dad at all. I at least know who the fuck my father was. The only problem that is that he's got three problems. He's a simp that don't damn listen. Number two, yeah, he's a simp that don't damn listen. I'll just keep it on number one because he's on his third. He's on his third long term
Mhm.
like that. He already
Mhm.
had two marriages, already had kids by those marriages, and I'm his oldest. All right, as far as I know, right? But
Right. 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 Right.
number two is that he was mealy mouthed. He didn't always speak his mind. The one that spoke their mind in that house was you, Mom. Well, I was telling her this shit. And me telling it don't make it any less true. Talking about I didn't get an owner's manual. I didn't say this, but I should have said this. Your parents that we just buried are your owner's manual to raising a child. But get this, they're already past 30. They're already past 40. You know, it's too late to do what you could have done for them when they were kids. You can
Yep.
still do a lot more for us right now out here, but I can't really. Three, the third thing is because my dad was raised. My dad was right. He was raised in the deep South. However, he had strayed away from a lot of the deep South traditions. He had gotten into the military to get away from those traditions, not knowing that he was going to go back into them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that was. But this guy here, I mean, this is who I woke up to, the governor of Utah, and my don't they change? And I was here, 24 years ago. I was telling him, Outlaw, that you know how everybody say that you all remember where you were when 9/11 happened.
Oh
All
yeah.
right, I remember where I was. I was just where this guy was. I was in Utah. I was actually in Utah at 20 years old.
Mm.
You know, two buildings go down. One goes down by controlled demolition, and then one little building gets a little scratch, and they make it look like a plane went through it, right? But
Oh yeah.
you know, and then the month before, shit, Aaliyah died. But
Mhm.
I'm over here in Job Corps, trying to get a little, vocation or something because I had gotten out of the military out of bad circumstances. I should have just stayed active and not, active guard and reserve, serving at a reserve unit. The fucking, when 9/11 it did happen, I was in Utah. I was 20 years old. I was yet to turn 21. Oh, but by the way, fellas, in about 4 days, I turned 45. All right. Yeah.
Oh.
I was about to turn 21 back when 9/11 happened. And I moved from a state, I think it was Colorado. Yeah, it was Colorado. I was in a state where, you could only buy smokes at 18, right? But then I go to a state like Utah and you can only buy smokes at 21. And I'm sitting here a month and a half in, like, what the fuck? You know, I can't get nothing. You got to be 21. And I think you was here when I had said this too, is that every liquor store in Utah is named State Liquor Store. And it's usually by a U.S. Marshal's office, ran by a U.S. Marshal, a Fed, and it's usually next door to a post office.
Golly.
Every one of those liquor stores in Utah are called State Liquor Store, dude.
Golly, man.
Believe it or not, government ran. Government ran, believe it or not. So if you guys go, you know, over to Utah, that's what you're going to see. That's why a lot of people cross Utah to go get fireworks from somewhere else or beer from somewhere else and then come back there because they're, you know, yeah, they sell the hard shit, but then they got 3.2 in beer only. And this is even in a liquor store. So yeah, and I came from a dry state too, and that was Oklahoma. Oklahoma and Utah were two of the few states where, you know, but anyway, let me get off that shit. This Charlie Kirk thing, you see what the fuck this did?
Oh,
You
yeah.
created a martyr. This motherfucker,
Yeah.
whoever hit him didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I said that clearly as plain as day in that video I made last night. Yeah, your dumbass created. You know, look, every time they kill one of these right wingers, you create a martyr, and you only make their side emboldened to want to kill you worse. You're not doing anything.
You don't even have the moral high ground. Remember when the left used to say that they were on the right side of history?
Right. Yeah.
Those were the same motherfuckers that were getting special treatment because of something that happened 60 years ago. All right. Y'all were standing on the, and what I mean by this is you left wingers were standing on the shoulders of giants. You know, at least 3 people left this planet by way of assassination. Now it's on the other side. You do this shit to the right, you will not have the moral high ground. You will lose this shit. You better hope you are on the right side of a civil war if that civil war happens. Because it kind of seems like they are the Confederates. Let's keep it real. I mean, yeah, I know. I mean, you know, the Confederates are seen as the bad guys of history. They're called rebels or whatever. But today, in today's civil war, that I hope ain't happening, but it is that the left is not gonna have the moral high ground. The right does, and the right knows how to survive in the woods. They know bushcraft. They know how to prep. They know how to shoot. They know how to fish. They know how to build. You leftists only know how to do one thing and one thing only, and that's talk shit in a cubicle.
There you go.
Shit.
There you go.
Motherfuckers.
Well, giving, we lead the nation in service every year. But it did happen here. And it was one of us. But I want you to look at how Utahns reacted the last 2 nights.
Vigilanteism too, armchair vigilantes, always trying to look for the guy and everything, but they didn't find the guy. They went up on a boomer. They, you know, they realized the boomer wasn't the guy. What the fuck? Oh man.
There was no rioting. There was no looting. There were no cars set on fire.
True. See, the right wing won't do that shit. But they will do some vigilante type mob, old school pitchfork and torch waving and getting after the motherfucker that did the wrong shit.
Because if you look at a lot of who the right wing are, it's made up of traditionalists that still work for a living, understands the value of a dollar, that understands that, you know, the property, what little bit you do have in this culture, you worked your fingers to the bone for, and you understand the value of it. You don't want to just lose it and destroy it for anybody else. So, yeah, I mean, they get it. You don't have to destroy people's property like they do to get the point across.
Yeah. I I mean, their social mindset is set back to the 60s, and I guess they want that back. But what they don't realize is that the right wingers have their mindset back to the 1860s. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And that shit is no joke. I mean, battle lines can be drawn. I mean, militias can be formed if it really needs to be. You know, why you think that they was prepping 5 years ago? You know what I'm saying? Because
Oh,
it could
yeah.
get this worse. It could get this bad, you know?
There's no violence. There were vigils and prayers and people coming together to share the humanity. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe is the answer to this. We can return violence with violence. We can return hate with hate. And that's the problem with political violence, is it metastasizes.
It becomes
Because
war.
we can always
It becomes war, because war is politics by any other means, man.
Mm-hmm.
point the finger at the other side. And at some point, we have to find an off-ramp, or it's going to get much, much worse.
True.
But see, these are choices that we can make. History will dictate if this is a turning point for our country. But every single one of us gets to choose right now if this is a turning point for us. We get to make decisions. We have our agency. And I desperately call on every American, Republican, Democrat, liberal, progressive, conservative, MAGA, all of us to please, please, please follow what Charlie taught me. I'll just conclude with words I share often from a friend and author, Yuval Levin, who was asked if he was optimistic about our country. And he said, I'm not optimistic. He said, I hate optimism. Like, that sounds bad. But he said, optimism is a vice. It's this idea that good things are just going to happen. And he said, in the history of the world, good things have never just happened.
You had to work for it.
He says, I'm not optimistic, but I am hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
And hope is the virtue that sits between the vices of optimism and pessimism.
Yep.
Hope is the idea that good things are going to happen because we can make them so. I still believe in our country. And I know Charlie Kirk believed in our country. I still believe that there is more good among us than evil. And I still believe that we can change the course of history. I'm hopeful because Americans can make it so. Ladies and gentlemen, we're happy to answer any questions you might have.
Can you speak to whether the suspect is speaking with authorities and his demeanor, Tyler Robinson, when he turned himself in?
I cannot speak to that. Well, I will leave that up to you to interpret what those engravings mean. I think the clearest one that says "catch fascist," there's not. And by the way, that's like catch like a ball, catch this. That's I think that speaks for itself. There's nothing more that we can share at this time. We do not at this time have any information that would lead to any additional arrests. Yes, but the investigation is ongoing. Yes, so right now, Mr. Robinson has been booked into the Utah County Jail. You heard the president this morning report that he was taken into custody, that his family and a friend helped to deliver him into custody of law enforcement in Washington County. For those of you that don't know where Washington County is, it is the southwesternmost part of the state of Utah. It's about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive from here, where we are right now, and that's where he lived and where they turned him in. Please, go here. I can't share any more than what I've already shared. Yeah. So how we obtained the gun was found here. Yeah, so I don't have much more details on that. We do know that he drove. We had his car here on campus, and then we had his car going south back to the St. George. It's actually the city of Washington in Washington County. I'm sorry? We don't have any information that would lead us to believe that. Yes, in fact, it was just released. Yes.
As a matter of fact, I can go ahead and can I bring that here? Okay, this is what it was looking like. I'll go ahead and show that now. So that looks like him there.
Yeah.
And he had this on after it happened, they say. And then he changed clothes. I guess that's what was in this backpack here. And then he went to, had all sorts of exchanges on his social media and shit like that. But then he talked to his dad, and his dad convinced him to turn himself in. And so, his dad let them know. U.S. Marshals came through and got the guy. Now, yeah, if the FBI is involved, I understand. None of you like to believe in the official story. The official story should always be questioned, no matter what you do, or no matter what you've heard or seen. In this case, believe half of what you say. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. But we're going to keep going on with this as it does develop. I mean, because I don't know. Some people expect that all of the information to be out there. Getting used to holding these supercomputers in our pockets, we keep thinking that all of the information in something like this will be available instant, and it won't be. There's also, of course, an ongoing investigation. So they got to sift through all this. But then again, the FBI is involved, so be careful. It's the same FBI. This is the same FBI that, are bullshitting and, pretty much spinning their wheels about Ghislaine Maxwell and the Epstein and all of that shit. So keep in mind, that guy that's standing behind this man is a part of that. Yet and still, before he even got the position, he was going to, bring whoever it was to justice. But then when he found out that his boss was in some of those files, shit got real, didn't it? Okay, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
I can't answer that right now. Yeah, thank you. Over here. I absolutely believe that this is a watershed in American history. Yes. The question is, what kind of watershed?
Yeah, because this could be a civil war.
To be written. Is this the end?
I hope not.
Of a dark chapter in our history, or the beginning of a darker chapter in our history?
Better question.
Look. I mean, if you look at true political assassinations in this country of someone of this stature, this feels a lot like the late 60s.
Thank you.
And having one so gruesomely displayed on camera in all of our hands and in all of our pockets. We are not wired as human beings biologically, historically. We have not evolved in a way that we are capable of processing those types of violent imagery. And by the way, we've seen another one with
not just the imagery, but the informations and bits and pieces that are coming from this shit. Like I had said earlier, yeah, you got a supercomputer in your pocket, but I mean, how the fuck are we? I mean, thank goodness for it, because it forces those, especially those in power, to be more transparent. And this is what I often say especially when it comes to the Epstein thing. But back to this.
The gruesome stabbing very recently that went viral. This is not good for us. It is not good to consume. Social media is a cancer on our society right now. And I would encourage.
That's the curse of social media. The blessing of social media. Guess what, guys? You're living that right here.
I mean, look, let me make this point loud and clear. And we were saying this over 10 years ago. I know of YouTubers that were saying this over 10, 12 years ago. Mm-hmm. These people that represent the side that killed Charlie Kirk, right? The left, right? What you consider a libtard, a feminist, whatever, right? All of it, Antifa, furry, whatever, trans, throw it all in there, whatever. Mm. We were telling you over 10, 15 years ago that these people wanted you dead. And they not only proved it to you, they went after your jobs. They would dox you. They would try to cancel you. That was them telling you they wanted you dead. Then you don't fix something like this by coming to the table and talking anymore. When people on both sides are out for blood, my friend, you've got a civil war brewing.
That's a war.
And the only way that blood thirst is going to be quenched is if they kill one another. And who fanned the flames of that? Your social media and mainstream media have been culprits in helping fan it for a lot of it.
Yeah.
They created this shitstorm.
And at times hold a mirror to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can have a cancerous effect on those that tend to consume it all their lives and consume or shit. They could just do it once, but consume this media, the social media once, and still exude a lot of the poisonous effects of it.
People that come out, look, here the thing is, and Hammerhand knows this, Chronic knows this, Frost knows this. Anybody that has ever come after your job, Chaos, I see where you're writing it too. Those are people that hate you to the point they want to see you die. There is no reasoning of that caliber.
I'll use roboting, but I will piggyback. Like, they can't be bargained with at this point. They can't be reasoned with at this point. Their minds are made up. They don't want you living, bro.
Yes.
Real shit.
Now, here's the thing. There's people like that on the right side, too, because of what's happened to this man. Am I still roboting?
No, you good.
Okay. Yeah, so you've got people that are bloodthirsty on both sides. This is not going to end civilly or peacefully. And that's a red pill that people need to understand. You have people enraged on both sides that want to kill each other. It's just the bottom line to it.
There it is. There you have it.
Courage.
It's just the truth.
I would encourage people to log off, turn off, touch grass, hug a family member, go out and do good in your community.
That's not going to do anything.
That is happening, and it's happening organically right now. I had a friend in a small city in Utah who said, "We're getting together. The Republicans and Democrats in my little town are getting together to have a discussion last night, just to find a way."
Hey, you better not hope it's the battle of whatever city they in.
There is no hugging a person that is physically after your own livelihood. There's no sitting them down at the kitchen table and eating a Lunchable with them and trying to figure this out. They are after your life.
Yeah, all that reasoning shit we should have did 20 years ago.
And you've been seeing this, Psyche Soap, I know, since you've been on here. I've been seeing this now on the internet for at least 10, 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah, before it even got to this shit.
To find their better angels. So yes, this could be. I mean, you know, again, you have to go back to JFK to have seen a video live of something like this.
And I talked about my pause game with that. Yeah.
I like it.
Y'all remember that shit? That's what we know. Because that damn bullet was coming at him from the front, motherfucker, not from the back. What the fuck? Blew his shit off.
It's happening. I wasn't born until 1975, but I know that things were.
Hey, same generation as me. How you doing?
Were really dark in the late 60s. Sorry to some of you. I know some of you were there.
Yeah,
but
some of y'all were.
But this is our moment. Do we escalate or do we find an off ramp? And again, it's a choice. It's a choice, and every one of us gets to make that choice. Two more questions right here.
Let me tell you something. Let me lay it down to you, Baldy. Let me lay it down where rubber meets the road for this man. Red pill truth. When a person can't be reasoned with, and look at how many years we've had red pill and MGTOW channels fall by the wayside. You have people that are weaponized, socially conditioned, that will not hear it. They have literally done everything proven to you that they're going to cancel you, dox you. They've weaponized everything. They've weaponized your own livelihood against you. There's no reasoning with these people. There's no reasoning with somebody that has reached that line. You don't hug this out, sir. You don't give them a pat on the back and talk it out and everything just be hunky-dory. You're talking about psychological damage to these people. Years, that it's going to take years and decades to unwind. It ain't going to happen in just a few weeks.
Yeah. Their upbringing, you know, got this shit kicked off. I mean, this was years in the making. You guys can't just, you know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, we're going to come to that point. But if it is what he describes it to be a turning point for the better, yeah, and I would prefer that so.
Sure.
But nah, man. You're dealing with sides that can't be bargained with, can't be reasoned with, and they absolutely will not stop until they're dead. Hey, yo, they don't give a fuck. Yo, Reese from Terminator or motherfucking Tommy Sotomayor was right about that shit. Right about that shit.
You're dealing with people in control of this that don't care about either side.
I cannot comment if there is a direct connection or not, but all I can say is that that through some process, the family came to know that this had happened. Correct. Yes. So when he's first spotted on campus, he has different clothing on, and then he changes clothing on the roof, and then changed back into that clothing at some point, so that when he was apprehended, when he was arrested, the clothing matched the clothing he had.
Now hold on a
before
second.
The shooting here at UVU. Last question here.
Now hold on a second there, bro. Not you, so
No, you
the
good.
bald-headed motherfucker. Hold on now. FBI, whoever, has pictures of this man on the roof. Where did those pictures come from? Were they filming him during the time he was up there? Yeah, you know the answer to that. You're telling me, look, you're telling me the FBI, right? This is how hilarious this is. You're talking about the FBI, the people who monitor your automobiles, your houses, your smart devices for every little word that you say.
That guy right behind him.
Yes, sir. But yet you can't seem to figure out a set of CCTV cameras on a college campus and point it at somebody literally climbing a roof, which would have been, I don't know, obvious to hundreds of thousands of people around that place. You know, cars with cameras, buildings with cameras, smartphones everywhere. Yeah, somebody somewhere would have caught that as he was climbing the roof with a literal weapon. But you're telling me you guys took 2 days to find this joker when it takes you 2 seconds to lock somebody's account down or what have you, on social media saying the N-word or something else like that. You people's priorities are in the wrong place.
Mhm. That's what it really is. Priorities,
Yeah.
people. Here, yes.
Yeah. So I don't have any information on the mental illness part. He was not a student here at UVU. He was living and had lived for a long time with his family in Washington County, in the southernmost part of our state. Thank you, everyone, for your great work in getting this information out. I will just say, process-wise, this may be important. I know many of you aren't familiar with the process in Utah. I think it's important that you understand that. Basically, we have 3 days for charging documents to be filed. A CI will be filed. We'll have more information then, more detailed information as those charging documents are filed in preparation for a preliminary hearing. So 3 days. So we would anticipate then that early next week those charging documents will be filed. We will obviously be working. The county attorney will be working very closely with Mr. Kirk's family as those documents and decisions are prepared and made. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. So yeah, there was this other thing that did happen not that long ago too, a little after that. So an MSNBC analyst fired after suggesting Charlie Kirk to blame for his own death. Now, political analyst Michael Dowd has been fired from MSNBC after appearing to blame conservative activists Charlie Kirk for his own death. A source at the network has told this paper I'm reading. Now, calls were made for Dowd to be sacked after he implied that Kirk's hateful thoughts and awful words led someone to shoot him during an event at a college in Utah on Wednesday. Now, the high-profile Donald Trump supporter, age 31, died shortly afterwards. Asked by anchor Katie Tour about the environment in which a shooting like this happens, Dowd said, Kirk has been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. Really. And then I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions. You can't stop with these sort of awful thoughts you have and then saying these awful words and not expect awful actions to take place. And that's the unfortunate environment we're in. So he held on to this. Now, MSNBC President Rebecca Cutler, well, why am I not surprised, issued an apology on Wednesday describing Dowd's comments as inappropriate, insensitive, and unacceptable. We apologize for his statements, as has he. There's no place for violence in America, political or otherwise, the statement added. And that motherfucker's going to get a YouTube channel, and you know where that's going to go. Now, Fox News host Jesse Waters demanded that Dowd be fired immediately, and he did, and that he expected him to be terminated within 24 hours. You can't say Charlie deserved to die. Just can't say that. I hope he loses his job. It's dangerous, Greg. That's the message. It's dangerous to open your mouth, so shut it. And yeah, I think that's what the shooter was trying to convey. It's dangerous to open your mouth. Now, Kirk's killer remains on the loose, and a person who was taken into custody was released a short time later after being found not to have been involved in the shooting. Cash Patel says. Now, the subject in custody, Patel said, has been released after an interrogation by law enforcement. Our investigation continues, and we will continue to release information in interest of transparency, Patel stated on social media. But get this, social media, transparency, that's going to happen whether you like it or not, motherfucker. That's going to happen whether you like it or not. Now, in an Oval Office address on Wednesday evening, Trump blamed the radical left for the shooting, despite the assailant not having yet been identified. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's most mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now, Trump said. Oh boy, Trump. Oh man. Now, speaking of the wrong side of history, though, get a load of Orange Man, though, bruh. I get that. The Department of Defense is the war machine, but why in the red fuck would you rename it to the Department of War? Do you remember the last time this country had a Department of War? We were in a world war. Pepperidge Farm remembers. You were still living, you old ass boomer, when it happened. Shit! You were still living when that was happening. I mean,
Yeah.
oh man, I get it. It was a Department of War from 1775 to 1945, but hey, kumquat, the last time it was called the Department of War, again, that was World War II. But you call yourself the peace president. About to be set up to get the Nobel Peace Prize. Can't fucking believe I voted for this shit, man. Can't fucking believe it. And speaking of which, man, yo, there's this shit right here. Oh boy, yeah, got to get on into this, man. Can't get up on it, Orange Man's. You know what I'm saying? Orange Navel without talking about this shit.
And victims of Jeffrey Epstein will be on Capitol Hill today. They will be part of a news conference held by Congressman Ro Khanna, a Democrat, and Thomas Massie, a Republican.
Sounds like two smart people. What you think? Finally in government for once.
The House panel released more Epstein files.
Oh.
But what was in them? CBS News congressional correspondent Nicole Killian joins us from Capitol Hill with more on that angle of all of this. Nicole, good morning to you. You got a bipartisan push for more of this information to be released. So what did we learn from these talks?
Yeah, well, according to a CBS News review, there wasn't a lot of new information here because a lot of the details had already been made public.
Duh.
But there were a few new and interesting tidbits. For instance, there was some surveillance video, raw surveillance video of Jeffrey Epstein's jail cell on the night that he died, including a missing minute, which the Attorney General said in July didn't exist due to a security reset. There were also flight logs, other court documents. But again, many Democrats on the panel say there wasn't much new here. The speaker, for his part, though, says that the Oversight Committee continues its work. Take a listen.
The Oversight Committee is well underway. The administration is complying. The Department of Justice complying with all the subpoenas. They've received and are processing 34,000 documents already. And we're going to move that along as quickly as possible so that all of this is pushed out to the public so the American people can make their own decisions.
So again, the Oversight Committee continues its work. Chair Comer also told me yesterday there's really no timetable for how long this investigation may go, since they now want to talk to additional people. So really this could continue to go on for several weeks, if not months, Harold.
And Nicole, as we mentioned, Congressman Thomas Massie and Ro Khanna, they're now leading this bipartisan push for more disclosures. You and I were joking at about this time yesterday about where is the bipartisanship on Capitol Hill. There is some on this topic, but where do their efforts stand this morning? How does that differ from what we've already seen?
Yeah, well, according to Congressman Tom Massie, they are making some progress here. They filed a discharge petition, which kind of goes around the normal process of holding a vote. It kind of circumvents the legislative process, if you will, if you can get enough signatures. So right now, Massie says they have about half of the signatures that they need to try to push this forward to force a vote on the House floor. But House Speaker Mike Johnson has countered with another measure that would allow the House Oversight Committee to continue its work. That measure could.
I will say this, Kentucky, you finally got some smart people in that motherfucker, other than Rand Paul. Like, what the fuck?
Taken up as soon as today, and the speaker in part says that's because he believes that what Massie and Khanna are putting forth was inartfully crafted. Take a listen to Congressman Massie's response to that. How do you respond to the speaker who said your measure is inartfully crafted?
Well, he copied 3 pages of my resolution to create his fake one.
Woo!
So, I mean, this is like text that we wrote from scratch. We didn't go cut and paste from other legislation. We sat in my office and wrote legislation, and the Speaker of the House has copied it verbatim. You need to ask him why he copied 3 pages if it's not well drafted.
So do you think this is an effort to undercut you?
It's an effort to keep the files from being released.
I mean, yeah, to undercut you in the meantime.
So Massey also said that this is not going to change his calculus in any way in terms of continuing to try to force this vote, calling on the Justice Department to fully release the Epstein files. Errol.
Great catch there with Nicole Killian getting in the follow-up question, which is always so key to getting the real answers from lawmakers. Nicole, thank you so much.
And they get the answers from those
And
so-called
victims of
lawmakers, man. Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein will be on Capitol Hill today. They will be part of a news conference held by Congressman Ro Khanna, a Democrat, and Thomas Massey, a Republican.
So that right there is actually some bipartisan shit. You don't necessarily see that every day. And then we got here Ro Khanna, this fella here. And then what you just saw and heard was Thomas Massey, the other side of the aisle. Now, President Donald Trump continues to dismiss the Epstein files as a hoax. All right. But it is impossible to silence and dismiss the courageous survivors who are sharing their stories. Releasing the Epstein files is a rare issue that unites Americans on both the right and the left. We cannot have an America where the rich and the powerful are protected while young women are abused and silenced. Really, I'll fucking rephrase that. We cannot have America where the rich and powerful and very much gynocentric are protected while men, young men, all men, in addition to all women, are abused and silenced. You guys have got to stop protecting one side or the other. You know, this is all about transparency, really. Bringing it all out to the forefront. Bring this out here to the open, because you can't do that behind the back, conspiracy room or taking the needle out of the haystack, much like the spooks did with the Kennedy case.
Well, here's the thing. Like I say all the time, you got criminals running the White House, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're criminals, all of them, from the left to the right. If making right. If making money through the women through a gynocentric system is how they keep power, they're not going to they're not going to reset every bit of this in the best interest of men. It's just not going to happen. Our government views men the same as a cow. They're disposable. We're disposable. As long as they have people there that view men as disposable, like a cow for slaughter, and their cash cow is women and gynocentrism at that top, and I'm talking about the criminals that run it, it's just them basically saying what they got to do to protect their cash grab.
That's for damn sure. Releasing the files is not about scoring political points or winning elections. It's about justice for over 1,000 survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's abuse and their families. It's about public trust in government and transparency at a moment when there is a deep skepticism of our institutions. Dude, that's been going on for 60 fucking years. Yep. It's time to pay up. But this story says it's about standing up to special interests as well as well-connected who are being shielded from accountability. Those who have tried to politicize this issue have failed. The bipartisan discharge petition that I'm leading with, Republican Thomas Massey, will soon have the 218 signatures required to force a vote on our bill to release the full files with redactions to protect the survivors. The petition has 216 signatures currently. When 2 newly elected Democrats are sworn in this fall, it will reach 218. Wow. Now, the White House claims our discharge petition is is unnecessary because the Justice Department is fully supporting a more comprehensive file release effort from the House Oversight Committee, on which I serve. Yet the information Congress has received is far from enough. The Justice Department's first release to the Oversight Committee ran to 33,000 pages, which is approximately less than 1% of the total files, and only 3% of that information is new. What the fuck? But wait a minute. Why am I surprised? Why the fuck am I surprised? Because we know where this is coming from.
Sure.
And he goes on to say, that's why it's critical that we pass our bipartisan bill to release the full files so that the survivors and the public have answers about who is involved and who is being protected. Last week, I held a news conference on Capitol Hill where Representatives Massey, MTG, and survivors of Epstein's abuse. And this is coming from Roe right here. This is coming from the Democrat representative, the other guy that is helping out Massey here. Among those survivors was Marina Lacerda, who made her story public for the first time. Marina was 14 years old when she was abused by Epstein. Another survivor, Nusha DiGiorgio, delivered a strong message to Congress. The only motive for opposing this bill would be to conceal wrongdoing. And that's what it's supposed to be about, transparency. Now, I got my misgivings as a man going my own way. I do. However, there's nothing I like more than to see government properly held accountable for their bullshit, from their behind the back double dealings, from their fucking double dipping and all this tripping.
After Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released a copy of the birthday note Donald Trump allegedly sent to Jeffrey Epstein, Republican lawmakers are insisting it's not Trump's signature on the lewd note.
Well, I don't know. I mean, anybody can do a signature.
You think really someone might have just...
Yeah, and you're right. Anybody could do a signature. Look at motherfucking Poopy Pants last time with his auto pen. Of course they can.
Forge this somehow.
Yeah, I mean, somehow it's so easy to do.
From what I see, it's not a signature. I've seen Donald Trump sign a million things.
This doesn't look like his signature to you?
Nope.
I highly doubt that it is. Really? I mean, how could someone could have forged this? Well, are we talking about the birthday card
the letter
drawing?
to Trump, apparently.
I would, that's new for me. I've not seen that.
We'll let other people decide whether it's real or not.
Yeah.
But Trump's signature in letters.
Whoa. But then again, though, keep in mind, whether the signature is the same or not, I think this could be easily, forged. It can be easily forged. Hell, I could probably forge that. Doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. Why are we getting 1% of 100 and that 1% have 3% new? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, the thing about it is even if you prove that he was part of it and they release the files, does it stop human trafficking? Does it really stop, the billions of dollars that child trafficking and human trafficking does every year in this country? Will it really be all the people that need to be involved, to get justice for it? No.
Well, if it could stop somebody from the top from thinking they're above the law and doing this, it'll stop anyone else. It's a deterrent. The fuck?
Let's hope so.
Their stories made it clear that for years, the government has chosen to protect Epstein and the well-connected over children who were being abused. And while the government failed to do the right thing, brave advocates like Brad Edwards and Brittany Henderson, the survivors' attorneys, have been fighting for justice. That is why it is so important to continue pursuing the truth. Last month, after reporting from the Wall Street Journal and Lawrence O'Donnell, I hate saying this name, but let's keep it going. I requested the birthday book, in air quotes, from Epstein's estate, a collection of letters compiled by Ghislaine Maxwell for Epstein's 50th birthday. When the estate indicated that they would comply with a subpoena, I pushed for our committee to act. This week, the Oversight Committee has made Trump's letter to Epstein public, revealing the document that the president had claimed did not exist. A nation that allows rich and powerful men. Oh, no. Let me go ahead and rephrase your statement real quick. And this is where you should have been coming at it from 2025. Because, see, you're speaking from 1985. The fuck is that? A nation that allows rich and powerful people to traffic and abuse young people without consequence is a nation that has lost its overall moral core. See? I proofread your shit. Nearly 70% of Americans think that the federal government is not telling the full truth about Epstein. Refusing to release the files erodes public trust and faith in our institutions. And it's been down, it's been done long. And if people cannot trust the government, how can we unite our country behind affordable... Let me do another fucking revision. And if people cannot trust the government, how can we unite our country behind making it economically prosperous, socially peaceful, and good paying jobs in communities left out? People are tired of a broken system that shields the wealthy and well-connected from accountability. And the gynocentric, by the way, might I add. It's time to fix that system too. Fucking put the damn put the hand sanitizer on this shit. Put the hand sanitizer on this shit. Let this motherfucking government feel the full burn, so that even if women do the reverse of this, they don't do it no more. Shit. MSNPC, bro. I mean, you may have it, but you don't have it quite yet. And it says here from the lamestream media that the UK fires ambassador to the US. That's Peter Mandelson, over his links to Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, that's a start. But why in the fuck are we letting this stay the way it is? Why in the fuck are we letting this stay the way it is, man? And I'll get on about that. We'll talk about that in future buckets, no doubt. The Venezuelans cheering Trump's drug war. Oh, this should be nice. Look at all these Venezuelans. Yeah, we're fighting. But here's the thing, Venezuelans. Yeah, you repping Venezuela, but you gotta understand here. If you want to be Americans, rep America. Damn. So last month, this says, the United States sent Navy ships to Venezuelan coastlines, invoking war powers for an anti-drug mission that would normally be a routine job of the U.S. Coast Guard. The U.S. Coast Guard is an offshoot of the Navy, motherfucker. But you're right. I'll give you that. The extraordinary move left me with a nagging sense of deja vu. A little while later, I understood why. I'd interviewed the leader of Venezuela's opposition movement, Maria Corina Machado, a few months earlier. She told this person she would love to see a scenario remarkably similar to the one now developing. I confess that I didn't pay much attention to this idea, which at the time seemed fantastically improbable. But when the flotilla was lined up, I figured I'd re-listen to the recording I'd made of the interview. I'd been speaking to Machado in the context of Venezuela's unfolding electoral drama. She had not been permitted to run up against the strongman president, which means dictator, by the way, Nicolas Maduro, in the summer of 2024, but by the tallies of electoral observers and an official count is still unavailable. Her surrogate garnered a majority of the vote. Maduro made clear that he had no intention of ceding power. And anyway, no one could make him. In the months that followed, the still popular Machado endeavored to keep the flame of hope alive. Maduro's days are numbered, she often said. The regime is in its terminal phase. Now, so if you fellas ever see any future stories that gets her or anyone like her in this Venezuelan shit, because I guess they're trying to take their country back, keep in mind that man has a death grip on that country, and that death grip on that country has been around just before him. Just before him. Hugo Chavez, y'all remember that guy? Okay. Maduro wasn't nothing but a continuation of that guy's extended lifetime term. Now, we also see that these niggas acting up in the hood saying more troops. So Trump says he's targeting Memphis and crime crackdown. Now, Trump announced Friday that his administration would target Memphis as part of his efforts to crack down on crime across the nation's major cities. I'll be the first to say it right now again. We're going to Memphis, Trump told his Fox and friends in an interview. Memphis says that's the next thing, deeply troubled. And the mayor's happy. He's a Democrat mayor. The mayor is happy. And the governor, Tennessee, the governor's happy. We're going to fix that just like we did in Washington. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because that government already knows that unlike Washington, D.C., which is a federal district, you can't flop your fucking, supremacy clause federal dick into a city as big as that. Memphis, I've heard, is fucked up. I ain't been to that motherfucker in 30 years. Yeah, there go Memphis downtown. But where the fuck is the pyramid that's Bass Pro Shops? I don't know. Oh, where the fuck? And then that brings me to this. U.S. issues Nepal warning as Gen Z revolts. And look, the roof is on fire. Look at this shit. Look at this motherfucking shit. It's over, baby. It's over for that place. You know what I'm saying? This is Nepal, and I'm hearing that they did this and burnt the government down because they were getting issues with social media that the government was locking it down. Why it matters. Nepal has been gripped by mass youth-led protests after the government banned several popular social media platforms. While the recent protests were sparked by the social media ban, protesters said that they had been impelled by years of government corruption and failure to provide young people with economic opportunities. Now look, our loose equivalent, is putting a round in the head of a pro-family values guy. And all of the other stabbings and shootings and stuff that have been by left-supported guys, if they got a fucked up criminal record, try to correct the behavior. Try to rehabilitate the criminal. But let's keep it real. The recidivism rates, the chances of them coming back are going through the fucking roofs. The chances of them coming back to prison, yeah, man, that's going through the roof. Especially if you know that they have violent crime. But what's fucked up about those, and I'll play the devil's advocate real quick and then I'll bounce, is that those that do this, recidivism rate shit, no, this is a prison industrial complex, private prison industrial complex. Now, in places or states where the government is building these new prisons, they're privatizing those so that they could get away with private company shit. Because you see, if it's in a privatized state, you really can't put too much shit on it in the way of government. And I understand that. But what's fucked up here, man, is that beware. This right here, this building on fire, right? That could be us if we don't get this shit together, man. You know? No, you're right. We can't fix them, bro. The prison industry's fucked up. You know that. But damn. If the guy is more than likely to offend, you may want to take him out of society like that. Because he was probably, oh man, no hope. But don't get this twisted for some, oh, I'm going to defend this nigga for the shit he did. Because the shit that nigga did was wrong. Beyond wrong. Beyond illegal. Egregious even. To just randomly stab a female like this. But don't get me fucked up for no damn simp. It's kind of fucked up that you wave those Ukrainian flags all around the Capitol. But when it comes to an actual Ukrainian refugee, you ain't going to do a motherfucking thing. And yes, Tommy, look at that. Look at that. Look at that Rebus he got right there. Look at my avatar right here. We're pretty close to that. We're pretty close to that. You're damn right. There used to be a 3-strike rule against this bullshit. But they're going to keep doing it. What you saying, Mike? We live in a time where many people are thinking with mostly emotion and a recipe for that. Yeah, because people don't tend to think. Even I fall victim to this shit. Though, you know, you are going your own way. A lot of this shit should be moot to you. A lot of this shit shouldn't even be a problem. You know? But when that fucking war comes to your door, what you gonna do? And like they do say, what side are you on? Tell me, whose side are you on? You know whose side I'm gonna be on? You know? Those that have been on mine for the longest time. And like I said, yeah, gather up, grab up, start, maintain your preps. Because this world's gone fucked up. Niggas acting up in the hood, send more troops. You know? You're kind of lucky you didn't have this shit right here. Yeah, you really can't fight a knee-jerk reaction because a knee-jerk is gonna knee-jerk, bro. But for real, a lot of this shit is moot points because of who we are. Because what they're not are in control people. They're not. They're not in control of it. They've been raised, they sound like their mama. They're raised by their mama. The lowest common denominator in the ruling class is right here. And get this, the war's right here, G. Why the fuck do I need to go to Ukraine? Why the fuck do I need to go to Israel? Why the fuck do I need to go to Iraq or Afghanistan? I don't need to go there. The shit's right here, G. And so that we don't end up like a fucking China, you're going to have to understand some shit, man. You know? You got one little last chance to get this shit right. That guy lost his life in Utah. That wasn't right. I disagree with him with a lot of shit because he would side with what I'm showing you. You know? I mean, and it's crazy. It's summertime. September's a motherfucker, yo. It is. 24 years ago, to this day, I was waiting to be turning 21. Now I'll be turning 25 from today, man. Oh, shit. I said 25, didn't I? We'll keep that. Shit. Wait, but jokes aside, I woke up from my nap today and seen the words of the governor, Captain Baldy, or just Baldy. Mr. Baldy is as Outlaw called him. Now, after hearing this, you know, this is what I thought. Now, this bullshit has originated with all these transgender shooters and whatnot, and ooga booga gone crazy type niggas, right? This originated from the last sacred cow that you'll never ever want to slaughter. Mom. This is what I'm showing you here is also what you'll never slaughter. You don't want to slaughter that sacred cow, and I mean metaphorically, not literally. Shit. I can't believe I gotta say that. I can't believe I gotta preface this shit with that. But you know what American mothers all have in common? See, they horribly raise their children. They program them. They get them hooked on SSRIs or antidepressants. They're on antidepressants they damn selves. They have been sedentary, overweight, and on and over time, their children grow up to be the same fucking way. They let the government raise their children. They let the schools raise their children. And they keep saying this bullshit, this African proverb that I used to hear it takes a village to raise a child. No. It takes a mother and a father. As soon as y'all can get that through your thick skulls, we'll probably be all right. But right now, keep your head on the swivel. Because here pretty soon, when the Civil War come to your door, what the fuck you gonna do? And I think Jesus got this right. You know what I'm saying?
About to go to war, invest in some nuclear bombs. This ain't trading places, nigga. This is real life. Protect your goddamn neck. All right?
He ain't lying. Shit. And my bad for that intro.
Good.
Hammer! You shot Hammer, mister. And I'll probably be at y'all channels here in a minute. Don't forget to miss that things that make you go damn! By Psyche Soap. I'm back, motherfuckers. You see that Psyche Soap thing, the logo in the front? Let me get on up out of here. Love you much. Oh, well, let me get on to some comments though before I go, because I know I didn't fuck with you. I plead the fifth. AB say getting dependent on SSRI is worse than being dependent on heroin or coke. That shit will rewire your whole computer, and it will, and that kid ends up fucked from the get-go, and that's true. Stop being lazy. Your foremothers were going up against worse, and they raised better men. They raised better women. And you fellas, if you're ever in a situation like this, do that. Or shit, keep going your own way. Keep your prep straight. Be wary of President Kumquat and the shit he be saying. And then, these wokies, these wokey jokey motherfuckers, gonna hit you with that wokey doke. But what you gotta do is, you know what I'm saying, keep that shield wall up, as they used to say out here in this space. Keep your daily supply of the red pill before you get trapped up just like the children in the cornfield, baby. All right, I'm gonna get on the fuck out of here, man. Much love, y'all. I'm out. Shit. Play the motherfucking outro, damn it.
You shut. What? Oh, you shut. Oh, I do what I want. And you know I said so. You know that I do what I want. Get you. I need to beat you. Beat you. Know that I do what I want. Sing it. So. Thank you, soap. Soap. Thank you, soap. Soap. You like my singing? Yeah. Now, what we gonna do? We're gonna mellow it out again. Do-do-do-do. Yeah. Do-do-do-do. All right. Do-do-do-do. 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 That's what I do. That's what I want. That's that soap. You know that I do what I want. Yeah. I'll get you. Beat you. Get you. Sipping on the show. Yeah. I'm so. Thank you, soap. Thank you, soap. Thank you, soap. Come on now. Thank you, soap. Thank you, soap. Thank you, soap. Thank you, soap. Yeah, soap. That. You better like this song. Thank you, soap. 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 Thank you, soap.